Hello, we are reaching you live from our new studio in Lagos, Nigeria. Coming up, federal government summons envoy of United States, United Kingdom, Canada and the European Union over recent comments on Twitter. National Broadcasting Commission directs all broadcast stations in the country to suspend patronage of Twitter with immediate effect. Imo State Governor Hope Uzodinma sacks his special advisors and senior special assistants. The Islamic State, the West African province militant group, confirms Abubakar Shekau's death. Many thanks for joining us on News Now. Here are the big stories we are tracking at this hour. My name is Margaret Obara. Now, the federal government has summoned the envoy of the United States, United Kingdom, Canada and the European Union in Nigeria over their recent comments on the suspension of microblogging site Twitter in the West African country. This was contained in an invitation to pressmen issued on Monday morning by Kimebi Ebenfa of the Crisis Monitoring and Public Communications Division of the Nigerian Ministry of Foreign Affairs. In a joint statement issued earlier on Saturday, Canada, EU, UK, US, and the Republic of Ireland had insisted banning systems of expression is not the way forward. Now, the envoy had expressed their disappointment over the government of Nigeria's announcement suspending #Twitter and proposing registration requirements for other social media. Now, the People's Democratic Party, PDP caucus in the House of Representatives has threatened legal action against the federal government over its ban of Twitter operations in Nigeria. A statement by the leader of the caucus, Kingsley Chinda, on Sunday noted that the Nigerian government does not have the power to ban the social media platform, arguing that the action lowers the country's image in the eyes of other democratic nations. The caucus faulted a directive to the National Broadcasting Commission to license social media operators in the country, describing it as an attempt to introduce a social media bill by mere executive flight. And according to them, the move is a violation of the doctrine of separation of powers and an erosion of the rule of law. Until on the Twitter ban, the National Broadcasting Commission had also directed all broadcast stations in the country to suspend the patronage of Twitter with immediate effect. The acting Director General of the NBC, Professor Armstrong Idachaba, issued a directive in a statement on Monday titled "Suspend Twitter Handles." The NBC said the decision followed the suspension of Twitter operations in Nigeria by the federal government over the persistent use of the platform for activities that are capable of undermining the corporate existence of Nigeria. The Commission directed the broadcast stations to deinstall Twitter handles and desist from using Twitter as a source of information gathering for news and programs presentation, especially phoning. Now, the governor of Imo State, Hope Uzodinma, has sacked all his special advisors and senior special assistants. Speaking to newsmen at the Government House in Owerri, the Commissioner for Information, the Clan Emelumba, said the appointees were sacked following a recommendation of a Performance Review Commission set up by the governor to assess the performance of the appointees.
Meeting today of the special advisors and senior special assistants. His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Imo State, distinguished Senator Hope Uzodinma, announced that the government set up a performance review commission to appraise the performance and structure of the governance, particularly as it affects the SAs and SSAs. And the report recommended that there is need to rejig that aspect of governance. And so following that, the entire SS and SSAs as a body was dissolved today. And the governor will also announce that reconstitutive and looking at the reports will determine whether the number is necessary to prune down or otherwise, and maybe those that might also reconsider the future. That is the story.
Now, moving further, a combined operation of police, army, air force, and other security agents led by Abba Kyari has killed 5 hoodlums, including the popular Dragon, terrorizing Imo State and repelled an attempt to attack Imo Police Command headquarters. Briefing newsmen at Police Command headquarters, the public relations officer, SP Bala Elkana, explained how the hoodlums plan to hatch the fourth attack.
Was vehemently repelled by our gallant forces made up of the army, the police, DSS, and other security agencies. When they came into town, they encountered the army, and there was a gun battle, and we were able to get the 5 of them that you are seeing out there dead during the encounter. This time around, we got 1 of them alive because we need someone to tell us the story. We need someone to unmask the unknown gunmen.
Joined ESN. It's what makes me to be here. And the policeman got me.
Open your mouth!
The policeman got me. And not only me, we are more than 5, we are more than 7. So we came out this morning by 4 o'clock a.m. this morning to attack the officers. So along the line, now the policemen and the soldier now raised for us.
Now, the governor of Bayelsa State, Doye Dewey, is bothered over the increasing proliferation of arms and the worsening insecurity in all parts of the country. He spoke when the theater commander of Operation Restore Peace in South and Southeast, DIG Moses Jitobo, led a delegation of senior officers to pay him a courtesy visit at the government house in the Goa at the weekend. The governor, represented by his deputy, Lawrence Erujakpo, called on the federal government to adopt a holistic approach in the fight against insecurity in the country, particularly in the north. Dewey noted that although peace was being threatened in all geopolitical zones of the country, special attention must be given to the northern region in tackling the issues of porous borders, alleged influx of foreign headers, and the unabated farmer-header clashes. The Oyo State Governor, Seyi Makinde, on Sunday appealed for calm following reports of Saturday's attack on the people of Igongo in the Barapa local government area of the state. The governor, who was briefed about the situation in the early hours of Sunday, said he was shocked to receive the report of the attack. He, however, appealed for calm, adding that security operatives have been deployed to take control of the area. This is the latest in the series of attacks that have occurred recently in the Igongo community. The community has been in the spotlight over clashes erupting between farmers and herders, resulting in deaths and injuries. Meanwhile, the death of Demitogbe Balogun Joshua, found out the Synagogue Church of All Nations, came as a shock to each friend, family, and followers around the world. Ever since his demise on Saturday night at the age of 57, eulogies and praises have been showered on the man of God.
This man, I'm a widow. Never this man will carry rice. Carry don't give us money. As he go now, who is going to help us as a nation of Nigeria? Nigeria is gone. We don't have help at Nigeria, only this man. I never see anybody like this man or let Jesus Christ of Nazareth. This man is the second Jesus. Okay, we are begging God. We are begging God. You should wake up. Wake up, Daddy. Please. Please. From the Kokoda I come. I rock us. I go for this is my
Japan is a shocking news. It's so perplexed that we cannot know where to find it. Because the news that came out to us this morning was so shocking. What you are seeing now, this is a man of the world. Are you hearing me? Even Joshua is not just for Bolo Pelu or from Ikotu or from Lagos. It's from the world. And with the breaking news this morning, we are so perplexed because this is a man of the people, he's a philanthropist.
And away from that, it was a bad day for the students, staff, and management of Government Secondary School Numan. as one student is confirmed dead during a heavy rain that collapsed student hostels. The incident happened in the morning after hours of heavy rain in Norman local government area of Adamawa State. One of the teachers who prefer anonymity said they have been called by the management of the school for the dilapidated hostels to be renovated, but all the calls proved abortive. And moving on, Vice Chancellor of Taraba State University, Professor Vincent Denebe, has announced the release of the abducted former Dean of Student Affairs of the institution after his family settled his abductors. Umar Abuba was abducted at the school staff quarters Jalingo on Sunday by suspected gunmen who overpowered the school securities network. The Vice Chancellor would disclose this, said the institution's management was not in contact with the abductors, but he is aware that ransom was paid to secure his release.
He regained his freedom and is in good health, and we thank God that he has returned safe and sound. We did not pay ransom, but I am aware that the bandits were negotiating with his family. And I'm not in position to say what they negotiated with the family. And I want to let you know that the kidnappers never contacted the authorities of the university or any official or any management staff. But I'm aware that they were talking with the family, and I cannot say what they paid or what amount of ransom.
We'll take a breather now. We'll be back for more stories on the African scene. Stay with us. Welcome back. And now on the African scene, the Islamic State West African Province ISWAP militant group said in an audio recording heard by Reuters on Sunday that Abubakar Shekau, leader of rival Nigerian militant Islamic group Boko Haram, was dead. Shekau died around May 18th after detonating an explosive device when he was pursued by ISWAP fighters following a battle. A person purporting to be ISWAP leader Abu Muswab al-Banawi said on the audio recording. Two people familiar with al-Banawi told Reuters the voice on the recording was that of the ISWAP leader. Not a Nigerian intelligence report shared by a government official and Boko Haram researchers have also said that Shekau is dead. Last month, Nigeria's military said it was investigating Shekau's alleged death, also reported in Nigeria and foreign news outlets. The audio statement, first obtained by local media, is ISWAP's first confirmation that its arch rival in the Lake Chad region has been killed. Meanwhile, Russia's single-dose Sputnik Light vaccine against COVID-19 has been approved for use in the Republic of Congo, Russia's ALDRF Sovereign Wealth Fund said on Monday. The ALDRF markets the vaccine abroad. According to statement by the ALDRF, Sputnik Light is the first component of the Sputnik V vaccine. Sputnik Light has demonstrated 79.4% efficacy according to analyzed data taken from 28 days after the injection was administered. The Uganda's President Yoweri Museveni on Sunday will impose a strict lockdown that included the closure of schools and the suspension of inter-district travel to help beat back a surge in COVID-19 cases in the East African country. Now, the new measures which will be effective from Monday morning include the closure of all educational institutions, some bans on travel, the shutdown of weekly open markets, and the suspension of church services. Most of the new restrictions, Museveni said, will be implemented for 42 days. He added an assessment of their impact will then help the government decide whether to ease or prolong them. Take another short break now. Up next is news from the foreign scene. Now, the foreign scene, heavy rain has lashed Sri Lanka, triggering flood and landslide that have killed at least 17 people and forced tens of thousands from their homes, officials said on Monday. Now, after days of rain, rivers on the island nation's southern and western plains overflowed on the weekend, inundating low-lying areas and forcing thousands onto relief centers. Assistant Director of the National Disaster Management Center said in a statement, in quotes, water levels are receding, but landslide warnings are still in place in 10 districts, end of quote. Now, more than 270,000 people have been affected and about 100,000 buildings lost power. And Russian President Vladimir Putin signed a law on Monday that formalizes Russia's exit from the Open Skies Arms Control Treaty, a pact that allows unarmed surveillance fights over member countries. Russia had hoped that Putin and Joe Biden, the U.S. president, would discuss the treaty when they meet later this month at a summit in Geneva. But the Biden administration informed Moscow in May that it would not re-enter the pact after Trump administration quit last year. Now, the Kremlin said on Monday that the U.S. decision to withdraw from the treaty has significantly upset the balance of interest among the pact members and had compelled Russia to exit. Up next is sports news with Judechi Chidieze.
The sports update, I am Judechi Chidieze. Now, Brazil's top football official Rogério Caboclo has been suspended for 30 days after being accused of sexual harassment. This, according to the Brazilian Football Federation, who announced this just a week before the start of the Copa America. Now, Brazil is expected to host the tournament, which was changed from Argentina to Brazil due to the pandemic just at the very last minute. Now, according to the Brazilian Football Federation, they received this decision on Sunday afternoon from the Brazilian Football Ethics Committee, temporarily suspending for an initial period of 30 days the president, Rogério Caboclo, from the exercise of his functions. Now, Caboclo, who is just 48 years of age, was reported to the Ethics Committee on Friday by an employee who accused him of several episodes of sexual and moral harassment in recent months. This, according to Globo Esporte in Brazil. Now, Caboclo has denied every accusation leveled against him. Now, Nigerians at the United Nations World Bicycle Day celebrations over the weekend have urged the federal and state governments and local governments inclusive, as well as relevant agencies, to enact laws that will protect riders on the highways from danger. The World Bicycle Day celebration, which theme was Save the Cyclist, was put together by the FT Cycle Care with over 100 cyclists riding across various areas in Lagos State to create awareness on cycling, which is a sport that helps to improve the lifestyles of individuals. When the cyclists called Federal Road Safety Corps office at Ikeja, the sector commander Olusegun Adeola Ogunbemide promised that the command will strive to protect Nigerian cyclists. He also called on cyclists to be cautious while riding on Nigerian highways.
Thank you so much, Judechi. Up next is business news. Now in business news, the Central Bank of Nigeria says it had concluded plans to increase the amount of foreign exchange allocated to banks to meet the requests of customers seeking forex for travel allowances, payment of tuition and medical fees, among other infeasibles. This followed the warning by the CBN Governor Godwin Emefiele to deposit money banks to desist from denying customers the opportunity to purchase foreign exchange for several purposes. The purposes include personal travel allowance, basic travel allowance, tuition fees and medical payments, as well as small and medium enterprises transactions, or for the repatriation of foreign direct investment proceeds. Now, during a meeting on the challenge faced by customers in accessing forex from their banks, the governor warned that the CBN would severely deal with any bank that denied customers the opportunity to purchase foreign exchange for legitimate purposes. Stakeholders in the agricultural sector are calling on the federal government to put more funds into the sector in order to mitigate scarcity of agricultural products in the country. Ado Bayero, the Oni of Ife, Adeyeye, Enitan Ogunwusi Ojaja II, and other royal fathers made a call in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital, urging Nigerians to patronize locally made rice.
So I call on all Nigerians, especially the youth, to look at what Benga has been doing and join him in growing and in feeding the nation so that we can be independent. I mean truly independent without importing food from anywhere.
To use this opportunity to call the attention of the government, to support, problem solvers like this, the serious ones who are devoting their time, and all the resources that they have to build their immediate community.
It's ensuring the information is well spread. In reality, the government supports a lot of agricultural businesses, but information does not spread well. Of course, usually I got to know about some particular offers the CBN has for agriculturals like me, which I didn't know about before. Now, if there are proper sensitization when they release policies or information, then more people will tap into it.
And still in business news, the Nigerian stock market reversed some of its recent losses last week as the market capitalization rose above 20 trillion mark. The Nigerian Exchange Limited All-Share Index and market capitalization appreciated by 1.23% to close the week at 38.726.10 and 20.19 trillion naira respectively. All other indices finished higher with the exception of the Nigerian Stock Exchange Consumer Goods, Nigerian Stock Exchange Oil, Gas, and Nigerian Stock Exchange Sovereign Bond, which appreciated by 0.37%, 0.79%, and 0.74% respectively, while the Nigerian Stock Exchange SM and Nigerian Stock Exchange Growth Indices closed flat. Now, a total turnover of 1.08 billion shares worth 9.55 billion naira in 70,933 deals were traded last week by investors on the floor of the exchange, in contrast to a total of 1.037 billion shares valued at 9.47 billion that exchanged hands in 17,577 deals the previous week. In more news, in more business story, the Asset Management Corporation of Nigeria says its asset management partner scheme has resolved to change its recovery strategy. This was disclosed during a two-day training which was organized by Legal Academy led by Dr. Fatiu Abba as the Director General in conjunction with AMCON. According to the statement, AMCON plans to make use of special powers as contained in the AMCON Act 2019 as amended, which had been signed into law by the federal government. The training was organized to enlighten the AMPs and other powers and provisions that were available to them as they partnered AMCON to recover the huge debt of 5 trillion naira from obligors. On Friday, 4th June 2021, the exchange rate between the naira and the US dollar closed at 410.75 naira to a dollar at the official investors and exporters window. The naira appreciated against the US dollar on Friday to close at 410.75 naira to a dollar, representing a 0.04% gain compared to 410.9 naira to a dollar recorded on Thursday, 3rd June 2021. Now, however, the naira hit a record low as it depreciated against the US dollar on Friday at the power markets to close at 502 naira to a dollar. This represents a 3 naira drop when compared to the 499 naira to a dollar that was recorded on Thursday, June 4th, 2021. Now, the local currency closed the week at the lowest in 7 months as speculations continue to affect operations at the forex market. On other notes, we call News Now a wrap. For more news stories, visit our website, subscribe to Vibrant TV on YouTube, follow all our channels, visit our social media platforms for more news updates. My name is Margaret Opara.